Hi beauties, so today's video is about my colour correcting. I say my colour correcting, it's the way I do it. I've been learning the best way for me for a while now and it seems to be working for me. I'm happy with it anyway. And recently I gave up smoking 3 weeks ago and I found my skin has become really bad. And my colour correcting has had to jump up 1,000 knots, you know. So I thought I'd do a video on it. At the same time, I also thought about prices of colour correcting because there can be some really expensive stuff out there. So for me, mine are not high end. I mean, the most I've paid is £10. This is number 7's Colour Calming Primer, corrects red complexion. And this is Nude Magique CC Cream by L'Oreal, anti-fatigue, and it's an orange. £10. But these two are my favourite ones, and these are Makeup Academy, and they are both £3 each. And then you've got like Kiko, which is, I should know, is £6, around £6. But then you come down in price, and I've got like LA Girl, which is £5. A little while ago, I brought a little palette from eBay with lots of different colours in it and things. You know, I've played around. So when I looked at what I had, I thought, well, I'd like to do this for people that don't have a lot of money to spend but want to get the best out of what they can do with their face. So I went out and I bought, this one is Hide It colour palette. It doesn't, Technic, it's Technic, and this is £1.50. And this has, oh gosh, it's very hard to open. And this has 4 of them. Let's see, yep. This has 4 colours here. So it has a yellow, a bluey green, almost like a mint, a pink, and a brown, I'm thinking that is. Yeah, so with this little palette, under eyes, this could almost, I'm going to try it against redness. The pink again is a complexion thing, and the brown you could use for contouring, so we'll see how that works. And then I bought another one which is W7 Hide and Seek, and this was £3, and this is, again, they're both cream, and this is a purple, a yellow, a brown, and a almost orangey colour. So I want to give these a go to see how they'd fare. Now, everything I use tends to be cream. I do own powdered colour correcting pearls. These are Avon ones, as you could probably see by the lid. And they are little balls of all the different colours in them. I've got to be honest, I don't notice a massive difference in these, but they tend to come out more in the summer. Just thought I would use the cheaper versions today and see how they fare with each other, by putting it on the redness of the skin to see if that calms it down, under eyes, and then putting a concealer over the top, because you're not going to know if it's going to work without. I tend to use my fingers a lot when I'm doing colour correcting. So I'm going to put my fringe back, wrap it round my bow, and I'm going to start with the sleek, and I'm going to do my under eye in this orangey sort of colour. It's quite creamy. Eye cream under my eyes, which I highly recommend you doing. Now this is not very pigmented. So let's build it up and see how that goes. Right, so that's the W7 one. And then I'm going to use the yellow out of this Technic one. So make sure my finger's clean. Now this comes up, but it's almost a waxy sort of feel. Hear that noise on the camera? That is my washing machine going for a Burton. It likes to take off at the moment. Right, so as you can see by both of them, there's not a great deal of pigment in them. But again, sometimes it doesn't matter if there's not a great deal of pigment in them, because if you've got a concealer on top, it can tend to work with it. So let's see. So I'm going to use the Bajor in Ivy, I think. It's number 1. And I don't tend to use a lot of concealer because of my fine lines now. Well, they're not fine at the moment. They are very, very deep lines. I don't tend to use a lot of concealer when I'm putting it on under the eye. I tend to just take it from the sponge and then put it under the eye. So as far as I can see, this one has done really nothing for that. And this one has taken it slightly away. So the Technic is the cheaper version, and that's done a little bit better. And then I'm going to do the green for the redness. But I don't understand how I'm going to do it with this one. So let's see with the Technic one, with the bluey one. Now again, there is not a great deal of pigment. It is waxy, so it's hard to get off. And then it is slightly covering it. I'm just doing the nose bit because that is the reddest part of my face at the moment. I don't know actually. Look at that. It's taken it down slightly, but nothing really that would say I've done my colour correcting on it. So because I've got no green on the W7 one, I will take this palette. This was an eBay one, and I will take this colour here and I will try on my chin. See, this has got a lot more pigment, as you can see from when I did it on my nose. Look at that, and that was just a quick dab into it. That one has took away a lot more, and yes, you're probably going to see the bluey green discolorant on it, but then once you've put your foundation over the top, what it's doing is barrier. It's like a barrier for the red, so the red doesn't come through the foundation. So that has worked a lot better, and that is the cheap one from eBay that I paid about £1. I'm going to use my fingers. Let's see with this one if I can get any sort of line for contouring. There's just absolutely nothing there. And I probably could take the whole lot of this cream and it still probably wouldn't show up. Let's just see, as daft as it seems. We rub it around, can we see anything? Maybe a slight little bit, but nothing. No. So for me, the W7 one, which cost me £3 for 4 colours, has done absolutely nothing. Now let's try the Real Techniques one. a slight line. But again, you'd probably have to use lots and lots and lots. Now don't forget, I'm not doing this as in this is my face today, so I'm only roughly putting it where it'll go. For £1.50, it takes down some of the slight redness on my nose. It has helped slightly under the eyes with the yellow. But the other two, the pink, I'm not using at the moment because obviously I am very red at the moment with everything coming out on my skin. And the brown hasn't got a lot to it, so it's an okay pigment. The eBay palette. So we have obviously the green. We have a yellow under here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe this one away because this did nothing, and then we're going to try with the yellow. So I think I showed you, yes, it's this one here I'm going to use. Clean finger. Now again, look how much is on my finger. And look how much is on my eye. So you can already see the difference in pigments with this one. Now this was the cheapest one of them all. It's got really bad on my eye at the moment. I don't know what is going on with it, but I've got to work with what I've got. So you could build that around, I think, let's say, if I just put a little bit more and not blend it in as much. Took some away of the colour. So let's put the concealer on the top and see what that does. So that has worked out a lot better than the W7 one. Again, if I was doing my face with this, I would probably pack on a little bit more and a little bit more concealer. And the yellow here that's left would be taken away with the foundation. So I think that one's okay. That one, again, I've been playing around with it and I think I'm liking that palette. So when you think about it, if you're young and you've got hardly anything to cover and you just want that slight bit, then cheap is okay. You know, I'm a golden oldie and I need lots of things to help hide my stuff. So I think for me the cheaper version doesn't work as good on me. It's okay, but really then in this instance it does pay to spend a little bit more money. So I was hoping for a little bit better outcome. So beauties, I'm going to go away and I'm going to go and wipe my face and start again with what I normally use. I hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit different, I know. But yeah, so anyway, remember beauties, always do what makes you happy. Bye.